With me today, I have Roji, who is the founder of Project Green Circle, based in Nepal for now. She's a mental health professional, amongst many other wonderful things. Roji, quick introduction.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Hannah. My name is Rosie Maharzan. I'm founder and managing director of Project Green Circle. I've been working in this field for past 10 years and working with Hannah for almost a year, and I'm glad to be here.
Amazing. So recently, Rosie and I were celebrating the success in her business. Literally, we met just a little bit over a year ago when she came in as a mentee in an accelerator program that I co-facilitate. And she literally launched the idea and started making with the idea of making mental health services accessible, right, to many people around the country. Tell us a little bit about that initial journey.
So initially, to be honest, I was in this profession for 10 years. Um, I was teaching in different places, but I knew I could do more than what I was doing. If I really want to make difference in life of people, it's not just like going teaching and coming. I love teaching, but still that was not enough for me because I knew I had potential, but I didn't know where to show it or how to do it. And I decided that, okay, I'll leave everything and I'll start Project Green Circle. That's when I met incredible people like Hannah, Ritudui, and everyone. So it was just an idea when I was coming to Coca-Cola Saksham. But today, when I look back, I get quite emotional seeing what I have built, not only based on my idea, but also through the help of everyone who has been directly or indirectly involved in this.
Nice, beautiful. So now you're leading Project Green Circle, hosting multiple workshops and events. You've successfully navigated for our foreigners who are watching us, may not know the full context. But there has been recent political unrest, and Roji and her team successfully engaged over 80 therapists to 100 therapists to support especially youth who had been impacted by recent events, and it was amazing to watch you in action under such conditions and pressure and all of that jazz. And now we're also not looking, we're securing corporate contracts in multiple industries here in Nepal. But before we go on to this amazing success that you're having, tell us like what was your biggest frustration before we actually started working together in the last 6 months, let's say, before it was on and off in different mentorship types.
Mm. I just realized that entrepreneurship journey is always very hectic. But when you get strategies and when you get mentors, it becomes easier now when I reflect back. Earlier, it was more regarding sustaining my business. It was even quite difficult for me to make a strategy that was more sustainable. But now, looking back and reaching this place after doing all the workshops and all the programs, sustainability is there, and now we are headed for profits. So
Amazing.
that's how we've grown.
Amazing. So that was like, so before your biggest frustration was, I think you were sharing with me before how like every month you'd have to pour more and more of your own finances into the business. You have a team with you. You're not a solo entrepreneur. You're growing a team. There are other expenses that you run. What made you decide back then that like, okay, this is the time for me to invest in solving this issue? What was the main motivation there? What made you decide?
Mm, investing in mentorship.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, like I was not being able to decide even in small things, like I was just sticking into a small thing. And I then at that one point, I just realized that if you keep on sticking into this small point, how can you grow in a larger scale? You said like for now, Project Green Circle is based on Nepal. If I actually want to go beyond Nepal, these are not the small things I need to stick to. And with the small things, I also had a larger other aspects about finances, marketing, leveraging, and everything. So I was just sticking to something that was not even viable to overthink about. So then I decided, no, I need someone to help me not only in small thing, but help me strategize so I can go beyond whatever I was doing.
Yeah. So what kind of small things were you getting stuck on? Remind me. Or let's tell the audience.
I was getting annoyed because one of my social media person was not making the post, and then whole day I used to get frustrated because of that. But I had beyond these kind of things to think about and work about,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
how I.
So what I saw in you, and you were reminding me about of your own journey when you're reminding me of like even the things that you were the type of things that you were offering. So even your offering has changed
Yeah.
drastically, right? You've added on new things, your pricing model has changed. Um, what other things have you been able to do since then?
Uh, for and foremost, I've built confidence. Mainly, that is something very important because your personal belief regarding yourself is very important where you are taking your business. Who is leading really impacts. So earlier, I was not able to contact companies and corporate houses thinking like there are people already working there. There are already people who have taken that market, and why should I go there? And do I even have a confidence to put whatever I was offering? But I have like three big companies and looking forward to other bigger companies, not only national companies, but multinational companies coming into like Aloft, Coca-Cola. Recently, we did in Coca-Cola. We did Bishal Group. We did UDN. It's United Distributors Nepal. We have Sedaget in coming. We have British Council coming ahead and everything. So from can I do it to doing this in a year, I think that's quite a leap for me because I never believed I could do this in a year at least. I knew that I will do at some point, but in a year, the level of growth I've seen in myself and my company is yeah, drastic. And I've always said like, and publicly I've always acknowledged my mentor, that's you, Hannah, like everywhere, like it's because of her. And you were also talking about the 80 plus and 100. It was 80 plus earlier, then it became 100 later. At that point also I was not able to focus completely, but you were always there back supporting me. So I think that's why mentorship is equally important.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. I'm so proud of the results that you're getting and that your team are achieving together. What was the hardest thing that you've had to implement when working together, and why was it hard and how did you navigate this?
The hardest thing was the recent incident itself, the September 8 incident. Um, Even if I think right now it like triggers me, I think it's very like it hasn't healed. I think many people can understand that also. I was crying when I was going back home, and but I knew these kind of crisis will certainly need mental health help. So as soon as I reached home, I decided like we'll do free counseling services, we'll be there for people. But I was also quite overwhelmed myself. I already took in charge. I was leading it. I had 100 counselor to lead. I had my own team, and when I was doing my meeting, a house in front of me was burning down. So I think it's one of the biggest challenge. But what did was you also taught me do groundings, talk with people, find support system, and I think those kind of thing. And the good thing, what I really felt that I built was my team. They were always there for me. So uh, yes, it was difficult. Everything was breaking down, but having a good team. And I realized that good team was because I was able to make myself sane enough to do whatever we were doing, and the people like who were supporting us.
Yeah, absolutely, Roji. I really love that you said that because I think this unfortunate event really allowed you to shine in your leadership. It really you really demonstrated your top leadership skills, and this is how Project Green Circle really came out strong um, during this period. Can you share with us a specific moment where, something really clicked in the last, like we had some kind of breakthrough, some aha, some big realization, but also some big realization of like, oh wow, like things are actually working. Oh
Mm.
wow, look, like you shared with me before, know some things about the financial sustainability or other areas. What was that thing that clicked for you?
Earlier, we used to send a lot of proposals, and people used to easily ignore it. Now they approach us. That was like, okay, I can see where we are going. And when I send a message saying that I'm from Project Green Circle, they just respond so quickly and they're ready to work with us. And this is like, okay. Whenever I think about it, like I just like, yeah. No,
You
people
know,
trust in us.
yeah, people are trusting you. You've built a brand. You're being receptive. No, and you're also being requested to come and propose, right? So people are inviting you back. And I can tell you a lot of people. I work with a lot of therapists and coaches and trainers in who wish to be more in corporate, and they're continuously being ghosted and ignored, right? So, what do you think really contributed to this fact that A, you get called back, B, you get responded to, you get invited for meetings to pitch and propose? Like what elements do you think contributed to this kind of success?
I think it's not only one particular thing, I guess. Um, Giving them what they actually need, not what we need, like we believe we think they need, but actually listening to them, what they actually need, giving them all kind of things, not everything whatever they say, but we modify according to their needs. That's one thing. Another thing is trust, because we are working with human emotions and human behavior and mental health, so trust is equally necessary. So uh, we also keep everything very confidential, like whatever happens inside the workshop, inside the office and the workshop. We don't like, even if you are going to meet with their competitors, we do not bring any kind of internal issues. We just say like, oh, we worked with them, and we just continue with whatever they demand. And another thing is, I think also you need to be skillful enough, like you need to value whatever you're speaking is not, you're not just speaking because you want to earn or anything. Genuinely need to believe in whatever you're doing, and I really believe in what I do. So and it can be seen in the face, and it can actually be seen like when we're speaking to others as well. So I think that is also equally necessary. So it's trust, giving and listening as well what they need, and yeah, confidentiality.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really beautiful. You touched on some really key elements within the client connection code, right? It's like that's the empathy, the client first, the needs of the client, and really being able to effectively position yourself, your services, your proposal according to what they're looking for and what it is that they want to achieve.
Yeah,
And this is the biggest mistake that most people make, in fact. They go and say, I will give you this, I will give you that.
that doesn't work.
It doesn't work. You get ignored, right? Because it's all about them taking from the company versus what you're giving to the company. And so I think you've really effectively done this. And I can't wait for the results and the feedback from the companies themselves as you continue to roll out these trainings and sessions. So, we've mentioned some specific results. These were like the types of clients. You've mentioned a handful of like big corporates that you're working with. You've mentioned financial sustainability. What, anything else, like specific results that you've seen in the past 6 months working together?
Together, of course, the main thing I've seen is the finances being more stable. Um, and the strategies also, very smart strategies, not just strategy, but the smart strategies with SWOT analysis, in and out of everything. So, more than being a psychologist myself, I used to be an emotional decision maker. And now I am empathetic. Plus, I also make strategies so that I can make Project Green Circle more accessible, but without losing its essence, that is empathy and connecting. So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you're getting results while remaining in integrity and in alignment with your value systems
Yes,
and
yes.
your initial and your original mission and vision. Beautiful. If you could say one thing to someone who's watching now who is maybe on the fence of getting help with becoming more financially sustainable and stable, who is on the fence on getting themselves seen and working with corporates and all of the beautiful results that that you've had, what would that be? What would you tell them?
So also yesterday we discussed the same thing when we were having online discussion, and I do that a lot, and it doesn't work. So don't overthink. A lot of things happen here, and if it keeps on happening here and you don't take action, and if you keep on overthinking and overthinking, then it'll just be here. It won't be in reality. So just do it. Because I used to think that everything needs to be perfect, but even perfect is so imperfect. I just realized that. And you've been pushing me to always come out of my comfort zone. And this is also one of the thing. And I am not being completely come out of that, but I've started that. And please do not overthink. Just take action. Just don't live in your head. Come out of that, please. Uh, yeah.
By the way, to those watching, if you're an overthinker, you'll fit right in. Uh,
Yeah.
um, what? Okay. Before we close off, and I really want to thank you for your time and your insights and sharing your journey. Roji, you came to me for your business and strategies and mostly to become financially sustainable and stable. Um, was there something you learned from me or something you got from this mentorship that you had no idea would happen or you didn't expect to happen?
I think it will take a lot of time because so many things, so many things. Like the belief I have in me because of this mentorship is beyond what I could have learned myself alone. Like, that's one thing. Another thing is what I really liked about it is you always put, I don't know, like you've never said me, your client, but you always put your clients beyond what you're going through. Because I remember September 8 is very close to me, and I know you were going with your own things, but back of whatever was happening, you always prioritize me. Like you didn't say it's 9 a.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever, but like during crisis, you were there for me. So you were not only there for me, but you were there for like entire people who was like going through everything. So um I bring out this thing, I get very emotional when I speak about it. And I just like say this thing and I recall your name wherever I go, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to make a difference uh, after September 8. And I think it really changed me, the way I see myself. And I'm, I don't know. Because I know what
Babe,
you
babe.
because I know what you are going through, and still, like, Rosie, I'm there for you. I know you can do it. Oh my God, at that moment, that was more important than anything. So I'm very grateful, and I'm very glad that I have this opportunity to talk about Hannah, and I'm just grateful about that. Like, I never expected, because most of the mentors, they's like, okay, yo, got it done. Like, she's just there in every step.
Say that again in English because most of my audience is in.
I'm so sorry. Like most of when we talk about mentors, we just think like it's just more professional and strictly professional. I don't know how to exactly say that, but of course, this is a professional relationship. But she was there for me not only to design the finances, not only for sustainability, but she was there with me as holistically. And it was not necessary for her to be there like 24/7, but she was there So yeah, I'm just so
Oh,
grateful.
thank My absolute pleasure. So something you just said, and you said it's in Nepali. I just want to like re-say that. So you said like where other people would just point you in directions and say do this
Yeah.
and do that and do this, whereas what was created here was a whole lot different. And I always believe that even though we're running businesses, and I'm a business strategist by profession, I cannot ever ignore the leader behind the business. I can't ignore the captain who is driving the ship, right? Who's sailing the ship. You are the commander in chief in that way. So yes, leadership and mindset and all of the things that come along it.
I also never believed that I could be a good leader. No, I knew I was a leader. I was leading a team, of course, but I always had a belief, not belief, but I just wanted to be a transformational leader, but I never thought I could be one. But through entire journey, I now believe in myself that okay, not only in Nepal, I just feel like I'm confident enough when anything international comes up. I'm confident enough to just go there and um, get finances beyond Nepal and make mental health accessible to wherever we can reach.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anything else you want to share? I-
Mm. No, I'm very grateful. I'm just grateful. Like, and whoever is wanting to join this mentorship with Hannah, like, or like one, like been thinking but not like decided, I would just like give 100 out of 100. I think she is incredible coach, incredible human being, and she not just like gives you direction, she's actually there to make you a better leader and lead beyond. I don't have words.
Res- Thank you so much. Thank you, Roji, for sharing your journey with us. And yeah, lots of love. I'll also drop your details below for my audience to also follow you and your work and the amazing work you're doing here in Nepal and beyond.